All right, guys, my name is Brendan Martin. I'm with Mindful Music Mentor, where we give great music tips, but we put mental health first. I'm going to take you through the exact plugin settings today that have generated over 100 million streams for myself and the artists that I've developed. This is a song that I did with my dear friend Sides. We were lucky enough to sign it to a really big label, and it's already done hundreds of thousands of streams on Spotify. I've spent probably 10, if not over $100,000 developing these plugin settings, developing this knowledge, hiring some of the biggest engineers in the world and borrowing their templates, borrowing their plugin settings and paying good money for that. But I'm going to give it today away to you for free. I used to charge thousands of dollars for this, but I now own like a really successful music marketing company where we do the playlisting for some of the biggest artists in the world, amongst other crazy strategies to blow artists up. So I just want to kind of give back as much as I possibly can. My advice to you guys would be to take what you like and leave what you don't. If you want to steal the whole chain, you can. See how it sounds on your vocals and just adjust it to your, to your tone. Or you can take the theory that I'll teach you behind plugins and apply that. Or you can simply take one plugin that I showed you and fool around with it and maybe add that into the chain that's already working for you. Either way, let's get into it. Appreciate you all. All right, guys, let's get into this. So this song did hundreds of thousands of streams, doing great on the DSP. So I figured I'd take a real example that was successful in the real world to give you that. I'm going to take you through exactly why I chose each plugin, exactly how I use and think about plugins. And then I'll also play you the before and after. Let me play you the vocal with the full mix so you can kind of get a reference of what it sounds like and how thick a lead vocal can sound on its own. This is just the lead. There's no backgrounds. There's no harmonies. There's no stems. So I'm going to play the vocal with the stems, with the mix, and then without the mix so you can kind of get an A and B and see how rich your vocals can be. So this is with the plugins.
If you are my body, don't need your money, honey. Think you can buy me funny. I got my own thing. If you want something from me.
Ooh, shit is fire. Sides kill that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all these plugins off. So we have 13 total plugins, right? And I'm gonna take 13 plugins off and show you what it sounds like without the plugins on.
If you are my body, don't need your money, honey. Think you can buy me funny. I got my own thing.
Still fire, clean, but we added all that extra sauce that needed to be there to really make this track shine. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it. So the first thing I added was auto-tune. I just kept it at 12 and I didn't touch any of the other settings. Something you wanna think about always with auto-tune is use low latency. This is going to allow you to record with auto-tune in real time. But I have it on 12, which is a little high, but I wanted that electronic feel for this electronic song. So I went with that. Then we'll go to the Pro Q3. That's gonna be a Fab Filter plugin. On this, what I do with the Pro Q filter, I'll just go through all these settings for you to show you where I'm dipping her vocals, but usually I just kind of search for where there's like a weird sound. So
funny.
yeah, so right about there is like where the sound is sounding weird to me. And then on the low end, I always take a good healthy amount of low end on any vocal, but on the female, you can even take a little bit more because it's just kind of like getting rid of sounds that the human ear doesn't detect, but conflicts with the other stems and instruments. So on this, I will literally just like take it all the way.
Don't need your money, honey.
And then slide it up to where I'm still feeling that body, but I'm not getting all that unnecessary information. So that's how I'll handle, and really just any plugin, guys, if you just slide it all the way, if you go total extreme, you can feel what the plugin's doing.
If you are my body, don't need your money.
Yeah, so we'll keep it there. And then I'm bringing in this CLA vocal. So this is Justin Bieber's Mixer's secret vocal. I think he got it from somebody else as well. But when I say secret vocal, it's secret compression that he puts on every vocal. And I paid a lot of money to get access to this setting. A lot of people will say this setting is crazy. The ratio is at 20. Attack would be up the middle. Release is all the way at 7. Output at 24 and input at 18. Now you're going to want to adjust this input, and I'll talk about that in a second. Analog off, otherwise you'll get like a hissing sound. You want to turn it from bluey to blacky, and then keep the meter on GR. So what I'm looking for this plugin.
if you are my body.
I want the knob here to be around -1 to -5, something in that range. We don't want it staying around 7 or 10. I don't mind if it crunches the vocal a little bit, again, because it's an electronic vocal, so it should feel a bit overly processed, so that's why I let it go a little harsher on here. But yeah, that's the CLA vocal. Definitely screenshot that one. You're gonna need that. Then we're just gonna pull in some de-esser. I have the frequency at 6866, which I've always found to be a good frequency to de-ess the vocals. The audio's on wide. This is gonna be a CLA, a waves de-esser.
If you are my
Now I'm gonna pull this all the way. Slowly bring it back.
Don't need your money, honey. Think you can buy me funny. I got my own thing. If you want something from me, don't be a dummy.
And then for the de-esser, I try not to over de-ess things. I just want to get a little bit of those S's out, and I can always manually go in and take the S's down a little bit if I need to, but just to give me like an overall tightness of the vocal where the hissing, because I like my vocals kind of bright, and otherwise these S's will be out of control. This Fairchild Legacy UAD plugin is very interesting. I didn't even remember putting this on here, but I remember why I did it. So I did this because she has a kind of whispery vocal on this track. You know, she has a beautiful big vocal if we want a song like that. But for this track, we went with a whispery vocal. So I need something to punch up the thickness of it. So basically, I will show you before
If you are my body.
and after.
If you are my body. Don't need your money, honey.
After.
Think you can buy me funny. I got my own thing.
So yeah, that just gave me the thickness that I wanted on there, and the kind of presence to combat this kind of like complex, busy track. The next plugin I use all the time, CLA Vocals from Waves. Now this is Chamber is one of the reverbs that I use all the time. It's so interesting. It's so cool. It's great for background vocals. Great for a ton of different things. I'm using it on the lead here, and I'm gonna show you before.
If you are my body.
After.
If you are my body. Don't need your money, honey.
I think it sounds fire. And then the stereo, if we turn the stereo all the way up, just so you understand what the effect does.
If you are my body.
It's crazy. Use that on a background vocal. You don't even need to stack. But I just leave it on a touch on the lead. Sometimes I'll use the wide as well. This is the wide.
If you are my
Stereo.
Don't need
Wide.
your money, honey.
Yeah. I'll just keep it a little bit on the stereo. And then we're going to move into an NS1. So the CLA vocal adds a little bit of static. We want to reduce that static or remove it. You might not be able to hear it in the mix now, but if I turned everything all the way up, I'll try to turn the master all the way up. Yeah, I still can't hear it, but that's probably just my ears. But we want to remove that static because, again, anything that's unnecessary in the mix is just going to add unnecessary complication and noise. So I'm adding this NS1. It's at 3.9, so
If you are my
all the way up.
body. Don't need your money, honey. Think you.
You see how it kind of removes the reverb too? So this can act as like a room remover as well.
If you are my body. Don't need your money, honey. Think you can buy me.
For my purposes, I just want that white noise out and not affect anything else. Then we have another Pro DS. We keep the range right around here. It's perfect. You can audition it for what you're trying to remove. So that's the settings I have there. Threshold at 69, the range at 1.68 dB, single vocal. And just adding a little de-esser after all the EQs, after all the brightness, kind of just like tucks those S's back a little bit further. And then going against my own advice, I'm adding another EQ here. This is an SSL channel. I love this one for brightness, especially when you're using a mic like this, like the Shure SM7B or I think it's the RE80 or RE20. Any of those radio mics, they have kind of a thick low end, which is beautiful, but then you want to punch up the high end. So on this, I do have the bell curve activated. So this basically denotes which part of the frequency I'm boosting, and I'm boosting it to 3 dB here. And it looks like I'm lowering a little bit of the low end. Any low end that got caught and added from any of these plugins, I'm taking that out 3 dB. And then I have this filter on to 70. So this is without. Oops. All right, I guess that's still addition.
If you are my body.
Yeah, I still hear some thickness in the vocal, but like a little unnecessary information, and this EQ should solve that.
If you are my body.
Enriches it. All right, and then we got the aux. The aux is going to be this first one is just a simple, I believe this is like a stock plugin on Pro Tools, but just another compressor to kind of, tuck it all in together.
If you.
This is without it.
If you are my body.
And with it, it's also adding like a dB or two of character.
If you are my body.
So I'm not taking too much out. As you can see, it's like really like -1 to -2 dB, but just to like even things out a bit.
If you are my body. Don't need your money, honey.
Perfect. Only 4 on the ratio there. And then we got another EQ.
If you.
So without the EQ, with the EQ.
If you are my body.
Another de-esser after all that brightness added.
If you are my body. Don't need your money, honey.
And then the C4 is just going to add a little bit of brightness as well. I know I've added so much brightness already, but this is sort of like an exciter. This excites the vocals and really just makes it shine. It's a multi-band parametric processor.
If you are my body. Don't need your money, honey.
And this is how it sounds with the lead vocal and the track.
Fascinate me with your personality. If you are my body. Don't need your money, honey. Think you can buy me, funny. I got my own thing. If you want something from me, don't be a dummy, dummy. Don't need your money. I got my own thing.
Yeah, I think it's fire. Pick and choose what you think actually works for you. And I hope you find this video helpful. I'm here to help you with any of your music stuff. We also do marketing for a ton of the major labels as well. So if you ever need marketing on your song, I'd be happy to help with that as well. Let's get it. Appreciate you guys.